Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another Payday 2 video. Today, today is when they released the crime spree. I don't know, what am I talking about? I posted the video, I guess what you could call, I don't know what you would really call it. Just basically the news and everything. Anyways, this is game footage of me playing with Seth and a viewer, which I yelled at a few times. But not really yelled at, just, was very confused at some of the actions. But he was all around a very nice person to play with, and hope to play with him again. So this video is just mainly to talk about how things are, how things look. Now, I didn't actually get to inspect too much at the beginning, like picking out the contract, or I guess doing kind of the main behind the scenes stuff, like the lobby, because we kind of just wanted to jump in, play a game, and I told Seth that I was going to be recording, so yeah. Anyway, so this is what they call the kind of lobby menu. I know you guys can see the YouTube stuff here, but yeah, just bear with me. I thought this would be easier, no real screen tears, just you would see the little when it was recorded. And some other stuff. Anyways, so over here is the big bank plus 13 little difficulty, I guess. Now, instead of them going with the tickets, they've went with a new kind of crime spree, just difficulty entirely. So this is what we call the crime spree difficulty. Now, level 0 over here is what they say is the equivalent to overkill, due to the person that only can get into this level at level 60. So it makes sense for you to be used to overkill, or kind of just used to all the other levels before that. Now, the only way to get into the crime spree is to basically you need 6 continental coins to start up at level 0. And you need to be level 60. I don't know if you need to be, if it counts for infamy or anything, but so far, they've just said level 60. I don't know if you need to be infamy, like if you're infamy 1 and level maybe 20 that you can enter it, but I don't know so far. Anyways, so once you've done that, you are given options at the bottom row here to pick a heist. Now, apparently you don't get to start off with a modifier. You do that in the next one, I guess, so far as I know. But anyways, once you do that, you pick the heist, you are taken into this menu. Or, well, I guess this crime spree lobby. Now, this lobby, as you can see here, it has the big bank, and it has this over here. This is what is your difficulty or your crime spree level. The more you go and the higher you get, the more difficult it becomes, until you're eventually on some sort of one down or pretty much nightmarish mode, basically. Now, the modifiers are right here. Next modifier are... Okay, so I think I understand a bit more about the system. The next modifier will show up in the next of this much. So you need this much to enter the next crime spree modifier. So over here, it's basically the lobby. Nothing really too different, except for one thing, and that is the gauge boost, which hopefully we'll highlight over here in a few seconds. Just loading up. I don't want to show too much of the audio because I'm thinking about turning this into a video. All right, so far as we know, there is about, that's 4, 8, I think around 12 to 14 gauge boosts. Now, gauge boosts can only be used once. So, and Sergeant over here decided to buy one, and I didn't really agree with that, but I couldn't really do anything about it anyway, so we just had the modifier, and it was fine. So, yeah, all these modifiers, there's the ammo, there's explosive, there's armor, health, dodge, a whole bunch of things, too. Deployables, health boost, more deployable, lockpicker king, more to throw. It's just a bunch of stuff. Also, if you get the one down thing, and if you're doing practically a one down kind of difficulty, well, now I think about it, it wouldn't really count because there is no one down, so never mind. I'm stupid. Me and Seth were talking about if this actually existed within one down kind of area, people could just buy that and then have the regular down, then the 9 lives down, and then this down, and making it pretty much 3 downs. But with if you got this and you had 9 lives, you would be at 5 downs, which, just to let everybody know, I wouldn't recommend buying these right off the bat, as there is no point into buying these right off the bat. It is just overkill, kind of, and I feel like it should be only bought when you know it's getting tougher and you need more equipment than you can handle. Now, you can only use these once per level, so these do not carry over into the next crime spree heist, so use these wisely. Moving on. Here, let me speed up the video a bit. But yeah, you can answer pages faster. Sorry for doing it this setup. It just makes more sense. I find it to make more sense if we do it this setup. Now, you will see in a bit that we actually, we wanted to test out the filters. Now, if you are disappointed about the filters, I'm sorry. These were actually a thing around Pay the Heist HUD, the mod, and I guess they decided to carry them over into Payday 2 as a thing. Now, I wish you could set them up, and I think you can at one point maybe set them up for specific heists with color filters. That way you don't have to manually do it, change it every time, and you just have it a set one. I don't know if they will do that, if they will do it, but, you know, one can hope. So, yeah, we hit ready. And, so, while playing this Mad World / Planet shader, we're just waiting for Seth right now. Okay, so, while loading up, you'll see this. Crime Spree 0. There is a bug currently. If you drop out, you get -1 crime spree. But I guess that just happens when you drop out, because you will see throughout this video that they were dropping out because either my internet connection was not as great or it was the recording itself. Who knows? But we're just moving on from that. So we're just going to watch this, and you see Mad Planet right now, right? I could not handle this, which I also found out that apparently these sides are, I don't know if that's just from the video or just anything, but yeah, it looks very crappy. I would say it does not look great because everything is not, it's not built for this engine, I would say. So I'm going through stuff. I'm looking for the shaders, and it's under color grinding. Just keep that in mind. And so I switched to Hipster Vintage, Max Wild West. I'm going through all the stuff to figure out what I want exactly. Now, I thought I would start off at the default one, or not default, this one right here. Very much looks like kind of like Heat to me in a sense. And yeah, I just wanted to make a whole video. Well, not really a whole video, but I wanted to make a video just being like, yeah, this is what some of the stuff looks like. You know, some of the shaders that we were using. So yeah, for a lot of people, they're gonna think, oh, well, is there anything different about the heist itself? There's nothing different about the heist from the start. When you start a crime spree, depending on when you start your difficulty, that's when it changes. For us, we started 0, so nothing, we couldn't pick a modifier or anything. Later, we got to pick modifiers, and we picked a cloaker that can throw a smoke bomb on the ground, and we were going to do projectiles, but the problem was that Seth was having some troubles with his PC, which hopefully it's not too bad. Let us all pray for him. Now, I guess I can't really say that because I'm not religious. I think about it. Anyways, let's all have hope for him. There we go. That's not any religion. Well, okay. You know what? Just skipping on. But yeah. So yeah, nothing's really different when you first start crime spree on 0. It's only when you get modifiers, and those modifiers are pretty self-explanatory. Now, I don't know if there's any way to actually change what modifiers you get, or what modifiers you get, I guess. Like, I don't think there's any chance to re-roll them or anything. They can't. Every time I tried to change them, they just didn't. Because we got stuck with 2 damage ones and 1 shield projectile because we picked the cloaker one. So I try and save up the damage ones as far as you can. Just keep buying keep adding other ones until it asks you, okay, we need you to do a damage one. You put the damage one on and you just keep going with something else, because those damage ones are probably going to be the worst thing about this. Worse as in like it's going to kill you, not as in it's a terrible addition, because it isn't. It actually helps give the game, I find, more variety. It's like, well, it gets tougher and tougher. There's no easy spot unless you're a cheater, but yeah, I don't know when the highest, I have it. So, as another note, if you do accidentally crash, yourself as the host or as a player, as a client, I guess I should say, clients, they don't get punished. I don't know if their crime spree also adds up with someone else's. I guess I would have to ask Seth about that, since he was the only one that did it with me, that I at least talked to. I don't know about Sergeant, if he would want to reveal that information, but I could ask Seth and see if he knows that it leveled him up a bit and gave him a chance to get rewards. I don't know exactly how the crime spree works too. If you level up your crime spree level, it probably works like this. If you level up your crime spree level, then it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of like a cash-in, right? It's like, okay, so you level up your crime spree level, and you get the chance to basically to cash in your rank for rewards, but it will save your rank in the future if you ever want to play on that difficulty again, right? I think that's how that works. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if this works differently with you. I only had like 2 times to try it out before Seth pretty much crashed, and yeah, so it's currently on. I have some alright rewards. I want to keep going. I think our level is currently around 20. I think maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's around 20. But yeah, so there's really nothing different about the heist until you get into modifiers. So you can see here, this cop is just staring at me. I can't really show you what happens if we fail. This is just kind of how the heist is. So let's skip up a bit. Let's see here. Also, there is really no point in getting loot unless if you need money and XP, but if you just keep going, you'll get more XP within the crime spree itself. But it's up to you if you want to do if you want to get all the loot or not. It's up to you. So we're gonna just skip up a bit until I can show you the successful screen, I guess. Also, your money that you collected throughout the days also carry over onto the next day. So keep that in mind too. Let's see here. Also, there are some, also to clear up some stuff, they almost have every level in the crime spree, but not all of them. They want challenging ones, not like a jewelry store or Ukrainian job. They have challenging ones on there. Now, there are some that aren't going to be on there either because they're not challenging or they just don't make sense to, like, in fact, there was, I think AJ was saying this on the live stream, I could be wrong, but it was nearly impossible to play Framing Frame day 3 day 3 in stealth because you didn't have any cameras, so you had to do it completely without cameras, which honestly is an interesting game mechanic that I wish was a thing, like a default, or not a default, but like a mod that people made, so I could try that out. That'd be fun, but really a pain. Also, a person said, what about custom heists? The developers were very confused by this, but AJ thankfully cleared up. But basically, to give you an idea, custom heists are basically, they're custom heists. They're modded heists that people have made. And for people who are asking if they're going to be added, that is up to the modders to find out if they can figure out a way to do that, because it doesn't really make sense for Overkill to... They're okay with custom heists, as so far as I know, but they will not fully, I guess, support them. I don't know how you would really call it, but they're not going to put them in the. They don't see no reason. They don't see a reason to work into custom heists into the crime spree, and I don't really see a reason either. Just because I feel like custom heists, not to hate on anyone for making custom heists, but I just don't really see a reason to add custom heists into the crime spree, because I feel like custom heists have their own title, like kind of, well, I mean they're all one day so far as I know, but I feel like custom heists should only belong in the contract area. Really, that's just how I feel. I just don't feel like they fit in really. But yeah, so also, if you do fail, you still could collect the rewards. There is no penalty, I would say, which for losing. It seems to be an all-around win-win. Give me a second. Okay. But yeah, it seems like to be a win-win all around for people, because you as the player, you get kills, you get money, and you get to claim your rewards even if you fail. Overkill, I feel like, sees this as like it still extends the player base a bit more for as long as they can to develop Overkill's The Walking Dead and Payday 3, and I feel like it will to some extent. Because if they do implement the Infamy changes, not really changes, but additions, that it will add some variety when playing the crime spree. Watch, that's what Killing Floor is going to do next. The killing spree, the crime spree is. I just really see it as kind of like an easy, not necessarily easy, but just a fun way to do heists, really. Like if you're doing maybe like a quick game, maybe if you don't really want to do like a long day heist, you just see if it's on the killing spree and you do the the gosh darn crime spree, and you do the crime spree. I don't know why I thought killing spree for all of a sudden. I guess it's because it makes more sense. But yeah, so let's see. Let's move on to when you get to a successful screen, which is going to take a bit. So here we are, the successful screen. So you have your modifiers and you have your rewards. I don't think I looked at the rewards yet, but yeah. There's also edit game settings, probably just like, make it public, make it private, and then return to lobby. You also, which I always think that you should make these just private. I don't really see them as a public thing. I see it more as like, grab a couple of friends, order some pizza, and just, have at it. Have a crime spree, There is a return to lobby right here, and then there's the crime spree level right here. So your crime spree level levels up through each of these days here, as you can see. Now over here, it actually tells you when the next modifier is to get to that. So as you can see here, because since we leveled up to 13, it's going to take, I don't know if it continues. Hold on. Okay, no, it doesn't. It will take 7 or plus 7 crime spree. Let's call them points, I guess. I don't know. Crime spree difficulty, and then plus 13 crime spree difficulty to get stealth modifiers. So as you can see here, this is the one tier to get the loud one, and then the next one is the stealth one. Now as you can see here, it's about to show me my rewards here. And I only get 4 because I haven't made it high enough to get that cosmetic reward that a lot of people are talking about. I don't know if anybody has gotten them. I don't really want to know because then that spoils it, but hey. So you can see here, I get 260,000 XP. I get 5,200,000 in cash. I don't know if it splits it. It probably does split it into offshore and spendable cash. Now moving on to that, I get 5 continental coins, and then I get 2 loot drops. Not like any of these. They are loot drops like the cards. Now they do exclude money and I think XP. I don't know for sure if you get safes from them. I don't think they've clarified this or not. But if they did, let me know if you can get saves from the loot drops like these or not. I'm just very curious. So now, once you've done that, you are presented with three heists, as like last time, like in the main menu or the lobby area. So I get to pick from Shadow Raid, Framing Frame, or Undercover. Now, we didn't do any stealth ones just because I didn't feel like doing stealth, and honestly, stealth and like co-op just doesn't seem like a thing to me anymore, at least from this setup. I mean, it could be interesting. I just don't know how stealth would exactly work with the crime spree, but who knows. So I'm gonna take a drink here. So I'm just looking around, I'm clicking through all the stuff. So I'm thinking about selecting a heist. I pick Undercover. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why did I do this? Oh yeah, he left. Okay, so then you're presented with these loud modifiers. I don't know if everybody will be presented with the same ones, but the ones that we were presented with are enemy health and damage increase, cloakers will drop a smoke bomb when they kick a player, and shields will reflect projectiles. And that is about it for us. Then we move on to the next one. And it's just an infinite chain of heists until you fail. Or if you want to, I guess if you collect enough continental coins, you can do the next crime or continue on, but it's a very high price. So it's recommended just to fail. Like if you do fail, it's not as bad. There is I don't really think there is a penalty. Like, there's no real price to pay. Unless if you are like, man, I want to try and get more and, like, maybe get up to that cosmetic, which I completely understand if you do. Then there's a point to restart. But I feel like there just really isn't a point to restart because you can just collect what you got and then do another one. You know, I feel like it just makes perfect sense. Now, it will list all of the modifiers that are applied on this bar here of modifiers, just letting you know, and your chat's here. So that is about it so far as I know. They do, and to talk about something else that I didn't get to cover in this video, that I think I'll cover in some other video at some point, but they do have an armor safe, and they also have free armor skins to collect through the crime spree, which is very nice. I wish you can actually get guns through doing that, because then it'd be kind of like CSGO, how you how whenever there's an operation, you can get a free gun skin if you want, or if you keep playing the game, you get a drop guaranteed, and you can get a drop maybe through this. Maybe you can get some skins, like not the high tier type of skins, like that's a very rare kind of thing, but you know, you get low tier kind of skins, or maybe medium, or, you know, just something like that I think would be cool. But there are armor skins, and you can get a few. Honestly, the coolest ones to get are through the crime spree, to be honest. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, because Bone Skeleton one, which I don't really like Bone Skeleton, really. I like the skull because it's a skull. You know, it's kind of like Punisher, and it's all black. But when it's just bones, it's boring to me. Though I do find the SWAT, I find the SWAT armor ironic. And if I ever got that, I'd be so happy. I would be happy with the Punisher or the SWAT one. I would just sell the rest, because I don't see a point in having any of the rest, in my opinion. What this also opens up, and a lot of people are going to hate this when I say this, but this also opens up to the possibility of suit skins now, or just a suit safe. Now, I don't know if they're ever going to do that, which honestly I hope they don't, because if they do, then that's just kind of over marketing, I think. Like, you should allow people. I think suits should just be a drop, and armor skins are completely fine. I think when there are suits to be, like, if there are customizable suits, if that is ever a thing, that should be just a drop in the game. That shouldn't be on a safe, because if you make it a safe, I don't know. It just doesn't really, I don't really I don't really think it should be a thing, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry that it's being posted late. It took about an hour to upload this specific video, which I will be turning into another video when I either run out of content or, well, when I can get to it. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.